Hello, everybody. How are you? Good to be here. Yeah, today is Wednesday, 26th of November. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. As you can see, no Jane today. She is down in Bristol with my younger daughter, and they are all off to Bristol Theatre to watch the River Dance. This is the Irish, bit like tap dancing, I suppose, but obviously to music. She's booked that a long time ago. So all of the girls, both my daughters and mine, and my youngest daughter's husband's mum, don't know how that's related to us or not. They're all off to watch it tonight. So she's staying over at my daughter's tonight. So Mr. Red here is home alone with the dog. So that's good news. At least I have you lot for company. Anyway, what have I got for you today? Running water doesn't stagnate. Now, why have I chosen this topic for you today? As you can tell, or not, every other week, so every other Wednesday, I go to the barbers, and I use the one I've used for the last 4 years, which is a Turkish barbers here in Gloucester. And every week I have my beard trimmed, and not every week I have my hair done, obviously, because I haven't got much. But on this occasion, it was just a beard trim, as you can tell. And I was talking to the Turkish guy. He's about my sort of age, maybe a few years younger. And we were just talking about family, etc., and what we're doing for Christmas. And he asked me what I do. And I said, well, I'm retired, really. But I do other things, so the Christmas markets and help out at the tea rooms, etc. And he said to me, still water stagnates. And I thought, that's very interesting. We started talking about how when you stop doing things, then this is when things start really going off, isn't it? As in water that doesn't move ends up stagnating. So I had a little look online about running water doesn't stagnate and how this appertains to business, and really was interesting. I feel that by me continually to do things aids in me being fit, active mentally and physically. I'm still very lucky to have my parents with me. My dad is now 88. He's 89 in May, in fact, and he's still very active, walks the dog a couple of miles every single day, come hell or high water. And my mum is just about still with us, but she is mentally very active, and she works hard on keeping herself mentally agile. And I think this is something in life that we all really need to take on board, is that by staying mentally and physically active, you can live a long and fruitful life. Business is very similar as far as being active within it. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about how running water doesn't stagnate, and the context of that within a business environment. So this metaphor for business is the continuous growth, innovation, and change to ensure long-term success and avoid decline. Stagnation, like still water, can lead to the accumulation of issues and eventual failure, while movement and flow represents vitality and adaptation. Now, these are interesting things, aren't they? We've talked many times on my lives about consistency, about how persistence and all of these sort of things aid in success as far as business is concerned. And when I talk about business, I mean online and offline. It's those that go the extra, the ones that do those parts of business that others overlook, that make the difference to your success, the little things. And actually, that's something I'm going to talk about on one of my lives, is about those little bits that make the difference as far as success in business. But on this occasion, I want to talk to you about running water doesn't stagnate. So in the key business interpretations of this metaphor is that continuous improvement and innovation is helpful to business, and it is constantly evolving their process, the products, the strategies to stay relevant in a dynamic market. Now, if you've been with us as a partner within the business for the amount of time I have, then you will also know that this metaphor is very true for us. We haven't just stood still. We haven't just stagnated. In fact, quite the opposite. We have taken on board the constant evolvement, okay, on the strategies that have kept us, I suppose, dynamic. Without innovation, a company obviously risks being left behind by a more agile company that is incorporating newer ideas and new technology within its business model. This is why it's so important to continually improve and innovate. Also, it helps with cash flow and capital movement. In a financial sense, money needs to flow, doesn't it, through the business ecosystem. And by being invested and reinvestment and the rest of it, this aids that stagnation capital that sometimes gets caught up within business. Also helps with development and engagement. Just as water needs movement to stay fresh, people need opportunities for personal and professional growth within a business. This is why, and I kind of believe, if you remember back to what Ash was talking about with not Victory with Ash, but the main business, he was saying we're not going to be given everything all at once. We are going to be given one thing and then another thing and then another thing. And this is how this continual personal growth by giving extra bits to keep that engagement, okay, certainly helps with the development and engagement of us personnel. And this helps alleviate any disengagement, low morale, etc., that we might see. Really important parts, aren't they, to any business, is to keep that continuity of engagement and newness to that business model by introducing new things as it goes along, which keeps it very fresh, keeps it new, and keeps us engaged with the business. I'm sure this is all part of the strategy to the business, that this is going to happen in the future. Obviously, market adaptability is part of the running water strategy, and the business environment, including technology, customer needs, regulations, these change consistently all the time. Everything changes over a period of time, and companies that resist this flow and fail to adapt to these strategies will likely stagnate and ultimately fail. This is why it's so important to literally have your finger on the pulse of what is new, what new laws are, how this involves your company, and what things are happening all around it. If you adapt a strategy to be on top of that, then obviously you're not going to stagnate and you certainly aren't going to fail. Obviously, operating efficiently aids to the literal sense of water systems within a commercial buildings. Stagnant water possesses obviously the idea of poor health, etc. And this is why it's important to make sure that the things that you have within your control obviously keep it fresh and keep that marketplace going. So in essence, the proverb highlights the activity and progress of a crucial, healthy business and actually the survival of it. While idleness and resistance to change are detrimental, okay, it is not necessarily the case as far as the flow of water is concerned. I think that we all need to have this flow of water within ourselves as well. I think it's really important at the moment to keep things fresh. I think it's really important for us to try our very hardest to make sure that we are bringing new things into our own business and the way that we communicate with people. I think it's really important to keep that engagement and make sure that we are on top of our game as far as our running water analogy is concerned. And I think if we adapt to this and we adopt it, then we stand a very good chance of our success moving forward with our CEO, Ash Mufarah. Anyway, that's it from me today. Very short and sweet. But one of the topics I will be bringing to the table is attention to detail. So look out for that one. And then I will talk more at length. That's it from me. Bye for now.